You weren't born to be a shadow in someone else's life. And yet somewhere along the way, you started stepping back. You meant to say no, but somehow you said yes. You wanted to speak up, but instead you swallowed your truth. You don't blame anyone. You just told yourself it's fine. Let's not cause trouble once, then twice. And before you knew it, you couldn't even tell what you truly wanted anymore. You began to feel tired, not from aging, but from playing the role of the nice one for far too long. Always giving, always absorbing, always putting others' comfort above your own. And then on one quiet night, you realize something. The more you live to please others, the more you drift away from yourself. The Buddha never taught us to exhaust ourselves to be good. He taught us to wake up, to see the difference between compassion and self-abandonment. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do is to simply say no, not to hurt someone, but to protect the last soft, sacred place inside yourself. You've spent a lifetime being dependable, the one who always shows up, the one who says yes even when tired, the one who keeps the peace even when it hurts. Somewhere this became your identity. I'm the one people can count on. And that's beautiful, but also dangerous if it costs you your peace. You're older now, wiser, but somehow saying no still feels harder than ever. Because with age comes a quiet pressure to be kind, to be forgiving, to be the bigger person. You fear being called difficult. You fear being seen as cold. You fear losing connection with those you love. So you keep saying yes, even when your body says no, even when your heart says stop, even when your soul is whispering, please, just rest. But the truth is, every time you betray your inner truth to meet someone else's expectations, you shrink. Not in size, but in spirit. You begin to feel small inside your own life. In Buddhist wisdom, attachment isn't just to things, it's also to roles. Roles like the peacemaker, the helper, the strong one who never says no. But those roles are not who you are. They're just masks you've worn, beautiful masks, but still not your face. Let this chapter be a gentle turning point. Let it whisper to your heart, you are allowed to change. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to stop saying yes when your soul needs a no. Buddhism is known for its deep compassion, loving kindness, selfless giving. But here's the truth most people forget. True compassion must include you. The Buddha never said, let others walk all over you. He never said, sacrifice your soul to keep others happy. He taught something deeper, that compassion is not about endurance. It's about awareness. When you say yes while your heart says no, that is not kindness. That is self-abandonment. When you help out of guilt, not love, that is not generosity. That is fear wearing a smile. Compassion without wisdom becomes self-destruction. This is where many people get stuck. They think being spiritual means being endlessly agreeable. But that's not what mindfulness teaches. Mindfulness means being present, being honest, being real with others and with yourself. Saying no can be an act of love, a sacred act, a moment of reclaiming your truth. It is not rejection, it is redirection. You are not pushing others away. You are simply standing where your boundaries begin. The Buddha often spoke of the middle way, not too tight, not too loose, not indulgence, not denial. In the same way, true compassion walks between two edges. Care for others, yes, but not at the cost of care for yourself. Your energy is sacred, your time is sacred, your inner peace is sacred, and it is not selfish to protect them. It is wise, it is kind, it is spiritual. You want to say no, but you don't want to hurt anyone. You want to protect your peace, but you also want to stay kind. So how do you do it? How do you say no without guilt, without anger, without needing to explain your entire life. You do it with presence. You do it with grace. You do it with these 3 simple mindful steps. Step 1, breathe before you speak. You don't owe anyone an instant answer. You are not a machine. So pause, breathe, let the moment settle. Give yourself the space to choose, not just react. Even one full breath can reconnect you to what you truly want. You can say, let me think about it. Can I get back to you? That little pause, it's not avoidance, it's wisdom. Step 2, speak with respect, but stay firm. Saying no doesn't mean shutting down. It means showing up honestly. You can be kind and clear. You can say, I care about you, but I can't take this on right now. Thank you for thinking of me, but I have to say no. You don't need to justify your peace. You don't need to explain your exhaustion. Your no is enough because your energy is enough. Your boundaries are valid. Step 3, don't over-explain, let it be. The more you explain, the more you start convincing. And when you start convincing, you stop choosing. Remember, no is a complete sentence. It doesn't require a full backstory. It doesn't need a PowerPoint of your reasons. You can be gentle, but don't backpedal. You are allowed to choose peace without guilt, without drama, without needing permission. These 3 steps sound simple, but they take practice, because every no you say with love is a yes to your deeper self. And the more you say it, the stronger your voice becomes. The softer your life feels, the freer your heart becomes. At first, saying no feels unfamiliar, even scary. You'll worry they'll be upset. You'll wonder if you were too harsh. You might even feel guilty afterward. But then something happens. Silence, space, relief. You realize nothing bad happened, no one exploded. The world kept turning, and for the first time in a long time, you feel light. You have more energy, more calm, more room to breathe. You sleep deeper, you smile more. You stop checking your phone for apologies, because now you're not just surviving other people's expectations. You're living your own truth. You begin to enjoy your time. You stop apologizing for resting. You start hearing your own thoughts again. And in that quiet, you remember who you are. Not the role, not the label, not the fixer or the helper or the peacemaker. Just you, in your simplest, most honest form, and it feels beautiful. This is what peace feels like. A quiet no that protects your body, a firm boundary that guards your energy, a deep breath that says, I matter too. You are no longer a character in someone else's story. You're the author of your own life. And every time you say no from a place of love, you turn the page and begin again. At some point on your journey, something shifts. You stop apologizing. You stop over-explaining. You stop feeling like you owe the world a version of you that's always agreeable. And instead, you begin to honor your own space. You no longer think of boundaries as walls. You begin to see them as bridges between truth and kindness. You realize this: saying no isn't closing your heart. It's protecting the part of your heart that still wants to stay open. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you clear. It makes you whole. It makes you honest. And honesty is a gift to yourself, to others. To the sacred silence you've ignored for too long. Because when you say yes just to be liked, you are giving away your life. And that is too high a price. There comes a time when you no longer want to be loved for your sacrifices. You want to be loved for your truth. You want to be respected, not just appreciated. You want to be heard, not just tolerated. You want to feel peace, not perform politeness. And the first step toward that life is the courage to say no. Not out of anger, not out of spite, but out of deep-rooted spiritual clarity. You are not here to be endlessly available. You are not here to absorb everyone else's emotions. You are here to live fully, gently, bravely. And sometimes that begins with just one sentence: no, not today, not this time, not at the cost of myself. That's not selfish. That's sacred. There's a quiet kind of strength that comes with age, not the kind that shouts, not the kind that forces, but the kind that no longer needs to explain itself. You've lived enough to know that peace is precious, and your time is not a resource for everyone to use. Maybe no one taught you how to say no. Maybe you were raised to always give, to always please, to always sacrifice. But now is the time to unlearn what no longer serves you. You are not here to be the solution to everyone's problems. You are not responsible for keeping the world comfortable. You are here to live truthfully, to age gently, to protect the soft center of your soul. And that means learning to say no with kindness, with steadiness, with love that includes you. Because when you say yes to everything, you leave nothing for yourself. And you deserve something too. Not just the leftovers of your energy, not just the scraps of your attention, but your own full presence, your own full heart. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to argue. You just have to be clear. Clear that your peace matters. Clear that your boundaries are real. Clear that your kindness will no longer come at the cost of your well-being. And slowly, you'll start to feel it. The soft lightness of a life not carried on your shoulders alone. The calm joy of choosing what aligns with your truth. The deep breath that comes, not after explaining, but after finally being honest. That's what saying no can do. It doesn't shut people out. It lets your true self in. And after all these years, that might just be the most sacred thing you've ever said yes to. Your life, your peace, your return to yourself.